Hey guys, Joff here from Movement Wins. This is a little video tutorial on how to set your calories and your macronutrients. Okay, so don't get ahead of yourselves in terms of worrying too much about the macros and getting too detailed. You'll end up getting confused and you'll end up worrying about the wrong stuff. So there's a couple of other videos you can see in here, nutrition. Definitely recommend watching the nutrition methodology probably straight after this one. And there's some other, all of these ones here are pretty good to watch. They're fairly short as well. So give them a watch and you'll get a better idea of kind of like what the nutrition methodology is before you get started. Because like I said, I'm going to give you this information now so you can kind of input it into MyFitnessPal. But if you start to focus on the wrong things, then you're going to end up getting confused and that kind of stuff. All right. So let's just go back. I was just going through and doing it for myself, but that's your starting screen there. So what you need to do is fill out. So this is just a very simple calorie and macronutrient calculator. So gender, I'm just going to do it for myself. So male, age 28. Choose your goal here. So muscle gain, maintain, lose 10% or fat loss. So you can see there in the levels there of kind of the difficulty or how extreme they go to. All right, so majority of people will probably be looking to go kind of like lost 10% or fat loss. Yeah, you'll have a fat loss goal. You know, if your goal is to maintain and you want to know what your maintenance level is, that might be good for you to revisit and come back maybe once you've lost some body fat, but you can always redo it in the future. But let's just go for fat loss, for example. Body fat percentage you're not going to know, and it's not really applicable, so don't worry too much about that. Once you've done that, go to next. It's going to ask you for your height in centimeters and your weight. I've already filled that out for myself. Then you're going to go next. It's going to ask you meals per day. So what it will do, it will calculate for what you need to do for each meal. But just to make it easy for yourself, let's go all and select activity level. Now, you need to make a judgment on this. What I would say is, if you're in that fitness category and you're maybe burning, up to 5,000-6,000 calories a week, and you're very active in your job, then very active is going to be for you. If you're kind of hitting, you're hitting your target each week, but maybe you're a little bit more sedentary at your job, moderately active, lightly active, and then sedentary is you're literally not doing anything, which won't be you because you're on the program. So either lightly active, moderate active, or very active, whichever applies to you. Select, adjust protein, so low, normal, high. Now you're going to figure this out in the future and you're going to learn a little bit more, but the protein content is probably one of the main things that we worry about when we get into measuring our macros. So I would just suggest going high, because then at least even if you don't hit it, you're always striving to increase your protein intake. All right, after you've done that, go to calculate. That will calculate for you there. You can see it already done for me. So it's telling me to, and this is where I can put it into MyFitnessPal. Calories per day, 2,423. So this is my fat loss calories. Carbohydrates is 252 grams. When you're putting it in MyFitnessPal, you'll be able to enter it as a percentage, unless you've got the premium version, which you don't necessarily need, but you can add it into the grams, but percentage is fine. So 41.6 carbs. You could even round that to 40%. Protein, 33.4. You could round that to 30%. Fat is 25%. You can maybe even round that to 30%. So without going into too much detail, because I want you to focus on what's important first, and that is getting used to logging your food and learning the value of food. Then you can start to really focus and make sure that you're homing in and staying within those calories, because if you've got a weight loss goal, we need to make sure that we're creating that calorie deficit. If you're getting back into training and you're watching what you eat, then you're probably going to feel hungry at some point in the day. That will be the real challenge. Can you find ways of overcoming that hunger to stop you over consuming on your calories? Carbs, fats, they can go either way. In terms of your macros, this is probably the one. Once we can manage our calories, then the protein is what we really start to focus on there, increasing our lean protein sources. Protein is breaking down protein in our body is a very calorific is very calorific, burns a lot of calories from doing it, as opposed to like something like a carbohydrate, which is easily digested and doesn't take the body doesn't have to do too much to break it down. So that's probably where you might have heard about what the importance of protein in the growth and resynthesis of the cells, so of muscle, sorry. So that's just the basic one. Like I said, I don't want to go into too much detail. I'll do that at a later stage. I want you to start to learn the value of food, what the calories mean, what the carbohydrates mean, proteins and fats, which I'll help you with it on along the way. But for now, that's what you need to enter into your MyFitnessPal, and I'll give you all the details on how to do that. All right. Thanks very much, guys.